Hi everyone, welcome to Danielle Lee Spiritual Visionary. This is about true love today, and please bear with me as I've been guided to give you this collective reading message of sort from Spirit and my recent experience with true love. So yes, I have loved and you have loved, and we've all loved in some way. Some of us become obsessed, some of us are very guarded, and when I say some of us are very guarded, majority of us are very guarded in our relationships. So we fall in love, but yet we put that hand up to a point, and we don't let ourselves let somebody in as far as we can. And I've been guilty of that myself. So the message today is about true love and how we go about changing things up for us, because I feel like those of you who are here today are having issues in your love life. And I recently had a conversation with somebody that was unsolicited. I didn't ask for the conversation. It was something that was just thrust upon me, and instead of saying, listen, I don't want to talk about this with you, I actually stopped and listened to what was being said and took it on board, because this whole way through I want to tell you all, it's about listening to your intuition and what feels right and feels good to you, and what feels like the action you should take. And sometimes we get a bit confused as to what action to take, if any action at all, in our situations of our love life. So I feel like I have now known true love, and I will never, ever, ever go back to how I was in the past. So I just need to go back to how I was in the past with anybody in the future. So learning to do everything new is a new way of doing things. So I've got my goddess card here that I want to talk to you about today in this reading message. If you're here today, there is something in this message for you that I needed to share. That, you know, I was meant to do this a couple of weeks ago, and I've been putting it off because I feel like, how do I know what I'm saying means anything? But I feel like it will mean something to you that's here right now, and there's something that, you know, will trigger something within you that will help you to feel confident of sorts within your own self in regards to your love relationships. So this person that was giving me her unsolicited advice, and now I'm a Virgo, and any Virgo ladies that are here will know that we are very guarded ladies. We let people in to that point normally, and once we've been hurt, that's it, the guard's straight up. But I fell in love, and it started, I knew this person, this man, beautiful man, generous man, kind man. I love him with all of my heart, and I will always love him. So please bear with me if I get a bit emotional. He's got his own stuff going on, and I knew that. I felt that. I looked for answers. Because that's what you do when you love someone, to try and help them through what they're going through. Now, this person only came into my life when things started to go awry with this man. And when I say things were going awry, it wasn't really between us of sorts. It was more his stuff that he's going through with his stress levels, and I knew that. So people didn't understand where I was coming from in regards to, because they weren't living my life. They weren't living in our relationship. Nobody knows what's going on in your relationship except you. Now, I know what I deserve. I know how I deserve to be treated. This man wasn't doing anything intentional to hurt me. It was not intentional, and I know that now still. He's just got a lot of stuff going on, as I said. So this person said to me, who'd only come in when things had started to go awry, she hadn't seen the rest she hadn't seen the amazing relationship that we had. She didn't see it. She hadn't seen it at all. the people that know me and know that relationship know how different it was to any other relationship I've ever been in. I trusted him and I felt safe with him. So my intuition, I have listened to my intuition the whole way along with this man. I did things differently with this man. Instead of being guarded, I communicated. Instead of, we get withdrawn, we look into why we're becoming withdrawn and address it. And it always helped. We found solutions. But when stress and burnout, it's called burnout, is what he's in. And I've had it myself years and years ago. So I do understand it's about trying to survive and you have no energy. It's chronic fatigue, pretty much. But this person does not understand that and unconditional love. And I've been doing a lot of law of attraction work and it's keeping me on my feet. So these are some of the things that this unsolicited advice came to me. And these are some of the things, I'm just going to read them out. And I feel like you obviously have heard these types of things with people that are in your relationships, outside of these relationships, that are giving you their unsolicited advice and their opinions. Yet they're not living the same way, but expecting different results. So these are just some of the quotes that she said to me. In fact, I've done that with at least 4 men now. 4 men. She's done that with 4 people, 4 different people. She's done this certain same trait. She's done the same things. She's reacted in the same ways. I just can't trust that much to let them in. Are you that person? Are you not trusting that much to let them in? True love is unconditional, not like going through the ringer every day, which is a condition. So to her, unconditional love meant no barriers, total devotion to one another, a want and need to be together by both parties. And yeah, that's true. But no barriers, having no barriers is a condition. Having total devotion to somebody is a condition. Being devoted is a condition. A want and need to be together by both parties. That's conditional. I went out of my way because I love this man to find the answers, not because I was obsessed, but because intuitively and instinctively I knew there was something not right and I wanted to fix that. And I wanted us to fix the situation. I did react badly in one instance in this day, and I reacted instead of talking about it. But that was through frustration and something that wasn't my fault. And I know that, and I know where he's at now. At the time, I didn't understand it completely. I knew there was something not right, but I didn't understand it completely. But this person and people around you that want to put their conditions on you and your love life, when they have no idea about your intuitive thoughts along the lines of knowing what you deserve, being non-reactive and being communicative instead of forcing yourself to listen to people and take on people's advice and no, you don't deserve this, no. And no, we know we don't deserve some stuff. But at the same time, unconditional love means working with somebody, working for a greater solution to fix the problem. It's just, something that we need to fix. Would I go and do the same things over again? Would I live out of a suitcase for a year like I did? Yes, I would. This man is a very busy man. I love him. It was nothing, I had no problem with it. I still had no problem with it. And like I said, I would do it 1,000,000 times over because it made his life easier. I did get accused by him of bailing on him, but I didn't bail on him. I lived out of a suitcase for a year for him so he wouldn't feel stressed. It's not something that I hold over his head. It's not something I throw back in his face. It's a fact. The fact is, he's a busy man. I wanted to see him. I knew he wanted to see me. I took what I feel was the correct way in our relationship, and that was a balance for us. That was our balance. Yes, I may have given 95% effort in that way, but he gave 95% effort in other ways, and that balances out. You've got to know and understand that in your relationships, that what feels right for you and your partner, husband, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, you've got to know that and feel that trust that what you feel is correct. Now, when we get people's input into our minds, unsolicited or asked for, we tend to take on board a lot of what they're saying instead of listening to our own hearts. And you need to listen to your own hearts and bring them into alignment with your intuition and what feels right. And a lot of us, even though we can be stubborn and pig-headed, so the day that it came to a head was a day that something that was not my fault. It's been talked about now, it's been agreed upon, it was never my fault. However, he was in a mood. We'd found a solution back in the day, but both of us, not just him, both of us had forgotten this solution. And it only came to me only this week that, the solution was when he went into his head and got stressed out, he just had to let me know, I'm in my head, or it's not you, or I'm just in a mood, whatever, and I would be fine. And I'd stay. There was one time where he was in a mood and I thought, he doesn't want me here. So I packed my things and I came out and I said, I'm going to go home. Nicely. I said, first of all, sorry, he said, you're moving out. And I said, yeah, I feel like you don't want me here, I'm going to go home. Nicely. We need some space, I get that. I'm not an unreasonable person. So he said, but I don't want you to go. But I didn't know that. So from that moment on, we made a solution to talk about that. So when he was in a mood, he would just let me know, I'm in a mood or whatever. I would always give him space. There was not a problem with that. He feels like he wasn't heard. And a lot of people, both men and women, when they're in that space where they just want some space and they want that time to themselves, don't want to have to answer the questions. His thing to me was, and I'm sure a lot of you will understand this, he said, if I say there's something wrong, or if I say there's, I just need some space, there's going to be questions as to why. Well, I never asked questions, because if he didn't want to talk about it, I wasn't going to push him. I care, I'll be there to listen, but I'm not going to push him. And it works both ways. Like, I'm the same. If I don't want to talk about something, I'll say, look, I'm just in a mood, let me go. That day, that eventful day, that fateful day, I was actually having a bad day myself in the morning, which he picked up on. So at the end of the day, it was just this huge misunderstanding. And even today, in this moment, I feel like it was a huge misunderstanding because we didn't communicate, and we both of us had forgotten the solution we'd made months prior. We'd forgotten to say, I'm just in a mood. So when I gave him 2 hours of space, it was 2 hours of space, and he came out and he stormed past me, I said, reactively, do you want me to stay or do you want me to go? And he said, I don't care. Which hurt me. I feel gutted because of that. I still feel gutted because of that. Because I feel like it wasn't fair to me. And I feel like I didn't deserve it. And I didn't. However, I said, what do you mean you don't care? He said, I don't care what you do. So I packed up my crap and I left. And I left in a huff, and I left saying, I don't deserve this. I feel this is so unfair, blah, 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 blah. Because I was having a bad day myself. And everybody is entitled to a bad day and having the support that they need. And he did support me in the morning. He made me breakfast in bed, and I'm on this diet. I've been on this diet for 3 years. He collected all the ingredients I needed for this blank breakfast, and he made it to me and delivered it to me in bed. So I know that he loves me, and I know that he loves me still. We're not together at the moment, and I pray that he finds himself again and we end up back in the good place that I know we can be in. If not, so be it. So I want you guys to know that you have to listen to your intuition. If people are giving you unsolicited advice, or if you've asked for some advice that doesn't feel right, know that it's okay for you to feel how you feel. If you feel at any point you need to leave a relationship, then you need to leave a relationship. You know, like I said, this was unsolicited advice. True love is unconditional, but everybody goes through bad days, and we need someone to be there beside us, even to just sit there with us. And I sat there with him a lot of the time. Now, when we talked, like I said, he said that I bailed on him that day. No, I didn't bail on you that day. I reacted to a situation where I feel pushed away, and neither of us, you and he, had a choice as well to have said, I'm just still in the mood. And I would have gone, okay, no worries, I'll go make dinner. Wouldn't have been a problem. But the fact that he got up, wouldn't look at me, wouldn't talk to me, wouldn't even acknowledge my existence there in that moment, I feel hurt. So, and I was having a bad day, so I left. So this is how misunderstandings happen in relationships, just minor misunderstanding. You know, he's now sitting alone. I know that I feel with every, I feel things and I know things. This is my job. This is a gift I've been bestowed by Spirit and God and universe, whoever. And I know that he's sitting there alone, stressed out to the max, without even someone sitting beside him, loving him quietly, being there when he wants to come back, being there just to hold him. I know that he's sitting there waiting for, and he doesn't even know what he's waiting for. But I know that he's miserable, and I feel sad for him. I feel miserable too, but I've been where he is, and it's a type of survival. So just be aware of the misunderstandings, I suppose I'm trying to tell you and share with you today before we get into this bit of love reading. So another thing that I'd written down, this was a few weeks ago when it was brought to my attention that I needed to do this and address you guys. Friday is the day of love, and Freya is the goddess of love and love and fertility and war, and she's a goddess in Norse mythology. She's a Norse goddess. So it is Friday here where I am today, and it says something I found. Said, yes, toxic relationships are hard, but do you know what else is hard? Your first healthy relationship after a toxic one. No one talks about how hard it is to unlearn. So I'm going to cry. No one talks about how hard it is to unlearn all the toxic behaviours you have adapted as coping mechanisms. How hard it is to convince yourself that you're safe now. Now, I know, I'm going to read that again. Yes, toxic relationships are hard, but do you know what else is hard? Your first healthy relationship after a toxic one. No one talks about how hard it is to unlearn all the toxic behaviours you have adapted as coping mechanisms. How hard it is to convince yourself that you're safe now. That is me, and that is him, and that is you, and that is your partner. And that is, when you finally have that healthy relationship, that is amazing. That is worth feeling. It's worth that finding what's wrong. You feel, you try your hardest. Unlearning the toxic behaviours and the reactive behaviours is very hard. I did it with this man, and I will do it 100 times over with him. I will do it 1,000,000 times over with him, because the relationship that we have together is a friendship, it's a love, it is respectful, it is a mutual understanding, it's mentally stimulating, it's comfort, but most of all it's safe, and it's home. It feels like home, and I've never felt, home is where the heart is for me, and I've never felt at home before anywhere with anybody else, and I feel at home with him. So Freya, like I said, is the goddess. I'm going to read you. That's her. She came out of the goddess cards today. I'm going to read you what she says. And Friday, unleash your adventurous side. Take risks and be daring. Don't play it safe right now. Instead, take bold action in the direction of your true heart's desire. Success comes not from timidity, but from committing yourself to fully realizing your dream. Hold the clear intention of success, and it shall come about. Enjoy the excitement of taking risks, of being bold and of being daring. Now, in that regard of taking risks, with this man I took risks with my feeling rejection or whatever, in regards to when a situation arose, when you first start seeing somebody and things come up, not conflict per se, but I took a risk communicating my feelings and the depth of my feelings, and we found solutions and we moved on. This man and I found solutions, which was amazing. We worked towards solution. And you know what the biggest argument is people have? What do you want for dinner? I don't know, what do you want? That was our first solution. One day he said to me, if we're going to do this, I'm going to start picking everything, and then you're going to become resentful, and then we're going to fight, and then, it's going to be over. And I went, that's so true. So we came to the solution that whoever got in first saying, what do you want for dinner? The other one had to decide whether it was going out or eating in or whatever. And there was a time where he got in first, or I got in first, and I said, what are we having for dinner? And it might have been a day early. It might have been 2 days. It was when we were going to see each other. He's like, it's 2 days away. I'm like, yeah, but I'm getting in now. And I laugh about it and I smile about it because it's such a funny memory, And I went, well, I know that I don't want this. I don't feel like. So it was a day, like 2 days later, I said, look, I know you're choosing dinner, but I don't feel like this. So then we went blah, 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 and we have whatever. We found the solutions. We took risks. I took risks. He took a few risks. He was still is still very guarded, and he's been hurt in relationships, obviously. And we were very similar in that way. So I love that we found solutions to problems. So you can find solutions. Use that if you have to. But that is a major, major relationship flaw that needs to be fixed. And be sure to celebrate your success with a party or by splurging on a wonderful indulgence. Various meanings of this card: take a risk, make bold life change, appreciate your body, flirt, go and have fun and celebrate. About Freya. A Nordic earth goddess of fertility, celebration and passion, Freya rides in a chariot pulled by mighty cats across the rainbow bridge connecting heaven and earth. Unafraid of her sexual power, Freya teaches us to appreciate our attractiveness and to enjoy ourselves. No wonder then that the day of the week, Friday, today, was named in her honour, since this day is associated with the end of the work week and a time for celebration. So I want you to celebrate. If you've broken up with somebody and you're feeling heartbroken, I completely understand it. The last 3 months have been pretty horrible for me. Sorry. It's been hard. I've had to still do my YouTube channel. They've been really hard to do. And I've still had to work. I've still had to go to work. I've still had to build my business. I'm still doing everything I need. I'm distracting myself, but I want you to know that you need to distract yourself. You need to find ways to get through every day, and it's just one day at a time. And for those of you who are in relationships that are feeling like other people are adding their opinion, it doesn't feel right to you, that's okay. Let them say what they have to say. Take on board and then let it go. You don't have to listen to what they have to say to you. They don't know your relationship. They don't know that what you have and how you have it, because they're not in your relationship. They're only looking from the outside in. And I don't bitch about this man because I love him. I love him with all of my heart. And I only want him to be healthy and heal and get out of this dark place that he's in at the moment. So I want you to, my message to you today is trust in true love. Do things differently. Be non-reactive. When you feel yourself be triggered, take a step back and say, well, how can I make this better? How can we move forward fearlessly? How can we move forward positively? How can we communicate? And you'll find your way. You'll find your way because you're meant to find your way. You know, the law of attraction, put out what you want, not what you don't want. Put out what you want, not what you don't want. You know, I am going to say, in learning about this law of attraction stuff, this man spoilt me rotten. And I was not used to that. My friends said, you deserve this, you deserve that, you deserve this. This is what you deserve. And I was always waiting for the rug to be pulled out from under my legs. And guess what? Because I had put that out there, I feel that part of that law of attraction, the law of attraction, I was waiting for my legs to be, had the rug pulled out from under me, and it happened. I would feel blindsided by this because, and my people, my family, my sons and their partners are all blindsided because they didn't see this coming either. They had no idea. They trusted in something and they saw something so amazing and beautiful. And the people that know you and see you clearly will know that it's something so right. And I was sitting down talking to my daughter-in-law last night. She's been with my son for 3 years, and I trust her opinion and her words. And she said, we really like this man. We are all blindsided. She said, we're all shocked. We don't know how this even happened to you two, because you two are so great together. We all love him and accepted him. So just know that the people that love you will know this. In finishing up, my darlings, I'm going to read this. This is a quote that I also saw. We've been infected with this idea that love is an emotion, only felt between two people. Love is a universal energy, a contagious force, a gift. To offer money to a homeless man is to love. To save a worm from the sun is to love. To smile at a stranger is love. To be grateful, to be hopeful, to be brave, to be forgiving, to be proud is to love. And on that note, and that's by A.R. Lucas, and on that note about proud, I want you to take away your ego. I want you to take away your pride. That day, this man and I love each other implicitly. He didn't want me to leave that day, but he told me he didn't care. When I left, he didn't come after me because, like I said, he cared. He told me he cared. I bailed on him. So he did care, but his pride and his ego and his, that moment, all he had to say was, I don't want you to go. And I would have taken my bag like I did that other time and put it away. So take your pride out of it. Stop being reactive. Don't be hurt. Don't take things so personally in situations. I'm telling you this from I love this work. I love being able to share with you passion and my messages to you. I feel unsure still. I hope this touches somebody it's meant to touch. If I only touch one person today, or whenever you read this or see this, watch this, it's for you to see. And this work is a burden, and it's also very beautiful. And I've done this all in one take, so it's obviously meant to be for someone here today, or many of you here today. I feel there's many messages that you are meant to hear today. So, just go with it. Go with it. Call on Freya. She's a beautiful goddess. Call on her to help you with your relationships, to make the right choices, to help you to, stand back, feel yourself and love yourself. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust the love in your heart. Trust everything about love. True love is unconditional. And when you put, I want it this way, I want it that way, I want this to happen, I want that to happen, that's conditional. So take those out and just love, and work toward what makes you feel happy. I said to this lady, I feel sad. And it wasn't, I feel sad for you, like, oh, boo-hoo. I feel sad that you feel this way. I always knew, even though I was guarded, etc., I always knew, and I have this beauty. I believe in love. I believe in love at first sight. I believe in falling in love. I believe in love. It was just my, my past that had got in the way. bad relationships, parenting, abandonment, whatever, that have gotten in the way of me letting people in. I let this man in. I'd let him in 100 times again. I will never stop letting anybody in anymore. But I also have boundaries now, and I want you to also have boundaries with people like that. It is sad that this lady feels this way. It is sad that, she said, I just can't trust that much to let them in. I just can't trust that much to let them in. She's never going to have that unconditional love that she wants, because she's not going to trust and just let down that guard. So let down your guard, my loves. Let it down. You've got this. You deserve to be loved. And I also said, I really, truly understand the phrase, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. I truly understand the meaning of that now. I may have cried for 24 hours plus in one sitting, and that's a fact. Fact. And I've been doing it on and off. Sorry. But you got this. I know I've got this. Christmas is coming, and I don't know where I'll be, and I don't know where he'll be, and I want to be, I want us to be healed, but I feel I just have to go along with the flow and just let him have his space, and I have to distract myself. So distract yourself, for those of you who are feeling a little bit fragile as well over this break. All right, don't give up on true love. Don't give up on it. It is there for you. It is there for the taking. It is there on a platter for you. Look into the law of attraction and work towards what you want, as I said. And see your responsibility and your part in things as well. That's the biggest hurdle, is seeing your responsibility. And what you say is something that will happen. I believe in love. I've always believed in love. And I finally found the love of my life. I'm going to leave you with that. Happy Friday, or whatever day it is of the week that you're seeing this. I send you much love and passion and compassion, and you deserve great love as well. Know that. Thank you for being with me today. I am available for personal readings. All that information will be in the description box. Live life today. Live life and do something that makes you feel good. And whatever makes you feel good, even if it's sending a message of support to that person that you love, which I've been doing. I do not expect anything in return. And when I actually get something in return, it's like a gift. It's like the universe is saying, well, you deserve a little bit of give. Here, receive this. So if it feels good, do it from a place of feeling good for you, not for doing something that will get something moving, okay? Just do it unconditionally, without conditions. Alrighty? Love to you all. See you next month.